Hi, I'm Darryl Louise and I'm an executive coach and corporate image consultant, and I work on an independent basis. I set up my coaching practice about 3 years ago after a career break with my young daughter. When she started school, it was time for me to address a lifelong ambition of working for myself, building a business and enabling me to be the hands-on mum that I'd become during my career break. I specialise in career management, and having come from a service industry background, my clients typically come from service orientated organisations. Career management is around personal branding, identifying a specific career plan in order to get where you want to be. So starting off then, the first thing to do was to determine my own personal brand, which was no surprise to me that my innate skills and talents lie in the area of personal development. So it's clear that any business that I set up needed to reflect that. So it was back to studying after a considerable period of time not studying, and I undertook executive coaching and corporate image consultancy training. So now I have those as my specific areas of my portfolio, but more recently I've also added lecturing in a university, and I teach on CIPD and master's degree programs for professional development. Typically then, my clients are mid to senior level leaders, professionals and high potentials in the service industry. So I'm regularly working with senior operational leaders and functional professionals coming from HR, marketing, PR, sales, ICT, facilities management and lawyers as well. Yeah, so now you've got a flavour of who I am. I typically ask most of my clients who they are. And my first question is, are you managing your career or is it managing you? And have you got a lifestyle that enables you to be the best you can be in terms of your profession, but also in terms of who you are when you're not at work? Now, if the answer to that is no for you, you're not on your own, and it's not a surprise many people are in the same boat. Our educational system doesn't cover specific elements of career management such as personal branding or emotional intelligence. So if we're not taught those things, we don't know what we don't know. But this is the area of my expertise to enable you to manage your career in a proactive way, but also to make sure that allows you to create the work-life balance that is so essential for being a great professional, but also a great parent too. The great news then, that effective career management isn't rocket science. It's all about identifying who you are and what you have to offer, which is what we know as your personal brand. It's about operating as your authentic self and being an effective team player, an inspirational leader, and being comfortable in your own skin. It's also about getting very savvy in dealing with politics, which we all experience in whichever function of life we operate in, but also creating that background for yourself in terms of the all-essential work-life balance. For goodness sake, we spend half our working time in the work environment, and life is way too short to either be in a role or be role-playing a persona that isn't you and feels like a huge effort. And specifically as a working parent, you need every ounce of your effort to put into looking after your children or child as well as your profession. So it's all about understanding who you are, identifying your personal brand, and developing the necessary emotional intelligence to navigate yourself through your two exciting but challenging roles. Effective career management then isn't rocket science. It's about identifying your personal brand, which is essentially knowing who you are and what it is you have to offer and what you want to achieve, but also creating an effective work-life balance that underpins that. So it's about being your authentic self, learning how to navigate those all too often prevalent politics that we all come across in various aspects of life, being an effective team player, being an inspirational leader, and in basically being comfortable in your own skin. So greater self-awareness then is what it takes to enable yourself to operate at your personal best. And that's where I can help you. It's about getting clear who you are, what it is you want to be, what it is you want to do, and what it is you want to have in life. And amazingly, the how to do those things will emerge once you're clear about your personal brand. So the demands on senior leaders, functional professionals and high potentials is ever more increasing, and particularly if you're a first-time parent or you've added to your family. So those that are determined to overcome these obstacles and manage their career proactively and achieve an effective work-life balance, their secret weapon is more often than not working with a coach. And that's where I get a lot of success in supporting people to achieve their effective career management. So if you think that you need to identify your personal brand or check and make sure that you're on the right tracks, or you're facing a career dilemma or a specific challenge, then why not work with a coach such as myself in order to address those? And the way that I would work with you, I have an eclectic mix of tools in my toolbox. And typically I use a number of psychometric profiling systems plus some 360-degree feedback tailored to your specific needs to help you identify what you need to do in order to be working as your most authentic self and achieving the work-life balance that you desire as a working parent. So my coaching style then is a mixture between support and challenge, and it's also non-directional, which means that I will coach you to identify your own answers and solutions. And the way that I do that is to create a confidential coaching space for you to explore who you are, what it is you want to achieve, and identify the specific challenges that you have. I'll then work with you to iron out any limiting beliefs and ensure that you come up with some tangible action points for which I'll hold you accountable so that you will be able to push through and achieve the balance that you're looking for and the goals that you're wanting to aspire to. So why do I do what I do and what do I enjoy most about my work? Well, I think everybody has an entitlement to be fulfilled in life, and I think we live in a very challenging world, and as human beings we have some complex situations to deal with, and I'm a very positive thinker, and I believe that you should always, no matter what challenge you're facing, aspire to be the best that you can be. But I'm realistic, I'm also human, and I know how hard that can be to do it on your own. And there's just something inside me that says my innate skill is supporting people to do just that. And when I was in the corporate world, it was the aspect of HR that I enjoyed the most, but had the opportunity to do the least because I was very much involved in the sort of day-to-day operations of a fully functioning HR department. So it's great, and one of the rewards for me of having my little girl is that finally, in order to be a hands-on mum, the professional side of me can come out, and I feel that while I'm operating as my authentic self, I don't have to put too much energy. Of course I need to learn and I need to update my skills, but it just comes from my heart, and I feel if I'm operating in that space in my profession, that's how I can also generate the necessary energy and be a great role model for my little girl for her future career.